You finally land that major leadership role. You step into the position with a head full of visionary ideas, plans for seamless collaboration, and a quiet promise to yourself that you won't make the exact same mistakes your old bosses made. Then, reality hits. For executive coach Lars Sudmann, that reality check arrived in his very first major staff meeting. You might be ready to steer the ship toward greatness, but then an employee asks a hyper-specific question about the company's email signature format. Suddenly, the meeting devolves into a petty debate, and your assumed command completely falls apart. This is a classic corporate trap. Organizations spend millions on management seminars teaching people how to rally the troops, completely ignoring the most unpredictable, difficult-to-manage person in the room, ourselves. Dee Hock, the founder of Visa, summarized the solution clearly. If you look to lead, invest at least 40% of your time managing yourself. Achieving a high-performing team is impossible without first establishing a rigorous internal practice of self-leadership. By the end of this video, you will have built a personalized physical self-leadership reminder card based on Sudmann's 3-step framework. To begin, grab a blank index card and a pen right now. You also need a willingness to confront your own personal flaws with brutal honesty. Self-leadership is an active daily discipline, not an abstract thought experiment. It requires a physical object that forces accountability. The first pillar of this framework is self-awareness. Getting genuinely honest about your own flaws is a difficult task, primarily because subordinates are often too intimidated to give you accurate, upward feedback. To bypass this, we use the worst boss mental hack. Think of the most agonizing leader you have ever encountered. Identify their exact negative traits, like micromanagement, vague communication, or playing favorites. Look at this graphic mapping out worst boss traits. Now look in the mirror. Rate yourself from 1 to 5 against those exact negative behaviors. Take your index card and write your top 2 highest scoring flaws in the top left corner. Do not write down comfortable, generic weaknesses like caring too much. Demand absolute objectivity from yourself. Physically confronting your own worst traits isolates your leadership blind spots before they have the chance to alienate your team. The second pillar is self-reflection. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius famously processed his chaotic days by journaling at night, but a proactive morning routine is highly effective for modern leaders. Spending 5 to 10 minutes every morning over a cup of coffee creates an operational buffer, preventing you from managing in headless chicken mode. On your card, write the header Morning Reset, followed by question 1. How did my leadership go yesterday? Question 2 focuses on the doubt between actions and goals. How would the leader I want to be have handled those past challenges? Look at this completed list. Question 3 focuses on preparation. What potential landmines do I see today, and how can I approach them differently? This deliberate morning buffer ensures you act with strategic intent, rather than purely reacting to the fires that pop up throughout the day. The third pillar is self-regulation. When an unexpected crisis hits, whether it is a blown budget or a debate over email signatures, your initial emotional response is rarely your wisest response. At the bottom of your card, write pause as a mental trigger, followed by the question, does this matter for the quarter or the year? This animated chart demonstrates the mechanics of reframing. It forces your brain to scale a tight, chaotic data spike, representing an immediate crisis, back into a tiny, insignificant blip on a wide 12-month timeline. Shifting your perspective in real time regulates your emotional output, turning you from an unpredictable manager into a stabilizing force. Now, flip your index card over. We are going to establish a system of accountability. Draw a simple 4-row grid on the back of your card. Label the rows daily reflection, solicited feedback, books read, and daily reminders. Set strict targets for the first 2, 1 daily reflection and actively soliciting peer feedback twice a week. For the final 2 rows, commit to utilizing books as external sparring partners and physically reviewing this index card every day. Sustaining a self-leadership mindset requires treating your internal behavior like any other trackable high-performance business metric. You now have a complete toolkit. Your personal blind spots are identified, your morning questions are set, your reframe trigger is mapped out, and your consistency metrics are tracked. We often assume organizational dysfunction requires massive consultancy budgets or complex agile frameworks, completely overlooking the power of this simple physical index card. Your final directive is to physically place this completed card on your desk or next to your coffee maker immediately. Great leadership does not begin with a speech at the head of the boardroom table. It requires a personal commitment that starts in the quiet moments of the morning, with a simple look in the mirror.